And I'm standing in between you and your lunch. Hope you don't mind, and your game as well. I'm not sure whether have you heard about a company SAAB before? Yeah, some of you may not have heard it before. If you mention SAAB to your parents, they will probably think that we sell cars. But we are not in the car business. We are in the technology company in the aerospace, defense, and security. We are formed in 1937. Yeah, okay. Yeah, feel free to join us. Yeah. Yeah. So, by the way, I'm Chun-Chau. I'm the country head for SAAB Singapore. This is my QR code. If you want to connect me on LinkedIn, feel free to do so. So we are a defense company and security company that was formed in 1937. Of course, a Swedish company. Yeah. So my presentation for today is going to be short because we only have like 20 minutes. We should spend some time to have some Q&A. I will briefly talk about my life journey, my career journey. Not so much about who am I. It's more of, if you hear something that is familiar with what you are looking out for, perhaps, I can share some perspective or insights about my career journey. And then I will talk about SAAB as a company, what we do and who we are. And if you want to join a technology company like SAAB, what it takes for you to join the company. And finally, as a Singaporean heading a Swedish company, I thought it would be useful to share my perspective as a Singaporean working in a Swedish company. So a very quick intro about myself. When I was young, I couldn't do very well in study. I nearly wanted to give up my study until my teacher forced me to continue. I finished my O-level, managed to get into Ngee Poly. I did electronics and computer engineering. And right after that, I decided to join the Navy because I got no money. My family got no money. Joined the Navy, start my career. And when I was in the Navy, I was lucky and fortunate to get a scholarship. So I went to Imperial College London to do electrical engineering. So thereafter, I spent 23 years in the Navy, mainly in the area of operations and technology. So I run naval operations. I travel to Malaysia, work with my Malaysian friends in the Navy as well. And at some point in my Navy career, I was involved in shipbuilding program. I was involved in building simulators, command and control centers, and therefore I would say that I'm probably in the area of operations and technology when I was in the Navy. So after 23 years, I thought, maybe I should try something different. I decided to leave the Navy and try something different. I ended up joining Agency for Science, Technology and Research, A*STAR. I don't know where you heard about A*STAR. A*STAR is a government agency that deals with research and development in Singapore. I was doing digital transformation and managing data. And in fact, when I left the Navy, SAAB approached me because I used to be a customer of SAAB. SAAB was involved in the shipbuilding program, so when I heard that I left the Navy, they asked me to join. It took me 2 years before I eventually joined them. So I've been with SAAB for about 4 years, starting off as a business development director. Now I'm heading the office in Singapore. So my journey pretty much centered around from government, working in a government agency, to a public agency, and then now in a multinational corporation. Yeah, so that's me. Yeah, so what we do, who we are a technology company in the area of aerospace, defense and security. We are from aircraft to submarines to ships, and you name it, we do all kinds of things. But I won't go through in details what we sell, what product we sell. We are not like H&M, IKEA, where you just go to a shop and buy something. So I won't. But what I thought would be interesting is to share what have we been doing in Singapore. We've been in Singapore for 45 years, more than 45 years. And we are pretty much in land, air, sea, underwater, and the aviation space. So we have been watching over Singapore, protecting and defending your sky, your land, your seas, and underwaters. In fact, in airport, when you land and take off in airport, we supply the sensors and the command and control system, ground control system, to enable aircraft moving safely on the runway, taxiways, and moving in a very efficient way. You know, Singapore is the busiest airport, so you need a very efficient system to control and direct the aircraft. So that's pretty much where we are for the past 45 years. And I would say that we will continue to grow, and we want to grow our business in Singapore. And we want to expand beyond just defense. We want to go into public safety and security, working with the Ministry of Home Affairs, Land Transport Authority in the transport arena. So that's pretty much what we are doing for the past 45 years and moving ahead. So people say, submarine, ships, fighter aircraft, and that kind of thing, but I think at the end of the day, we are selling technology and solution to government and security agencies so that they can ensure peace, law, and order in the country. So I would say that we are there to keep people and society safe. And this is, in fact, our tagline in our company. It's about keeping society safe so that people can enjoy their way of life and everywhere they go. So now I thought I wanted to share a little bit about what it takes if you want to join our industry, especially technology. And first and foremost, of course, if you have passion for science, technology, and engineering, a technology company like SAAB is a perfect place, where you could consider joining. And as a technology company, we're always looking at the forefront of technology, and we focus a lot on research and innovation. In fact, we had a joint research with NTU, Nanyang Technology University, in the area of air traffic management, AI, for the past 7 years. We completed the research about a year ago. So we will continue to look for opportunity to do research in Singapore. And of course, as a company, you need to develop product so that you can then sell it to the customer. So as a technology company, you can have great products, but what it takes is that you need to sell it, like most of the companies, and therefore you may not be in this area, doesn't matter, but we still need people who are good in business development, sales, marketing, communications, project management, so that you can deliver products to the customer, and even maintenance and support. What is unique about our industry is that we are not like, say, H&M, Electrolux, where you sell something, you have a few warranties here and there, and that's about it. When we sell our products like ship, submarine, or even a system for the airport, you need to continue to support the customer. And usually when they buy something, they have to support and maintain for the next 15 years, 20 years. Even some of the ships that we delivered 30 years ago, we are still supporting them. So we are also in the area of business maintenance and support as well. But what is unique about the defense industry is that we need people who also understand geopolitics, international relations, because when you sell some of this sensitive equipment, you need to know between each country what are the the geopolitics situation in terms of international relations and that kind of thing. And some of the things that we sell requires export control license and that kind of thing. And as a big company, we also need strategic planning to plan how the company will grow in various countries, in various regions, and knowing operations is very useful. Operation as in, if you are in the aviation industry, you know how airport is being run. For me, I used to be in the Navy. I know how ships operate. I know how country defend, security, and that kind of thing. So operations will be very useful. So I would say that as a company, we need white talent, great talents of people from across different specialization, and you can see from here. Yeah. So the other thing I thought is useful is to share the value of our company as well as Sweden. Being a Singaporean working with the Swedish, in fact, I started working with the Swedish about 15 years ago when I was in the Navy. I was a customer, they were the ship's designer. So I've already been working with Sweden for quite a fair bit. Until now, 4 years ago, I joined the company and I got to know Sweden a lot better. And the core value in our company is that expertise is very important. As a company, we need to continue to evolve. We need to be very innovative, and therefore we put a lot of effort in continuous learning for our people to make sure that they continue to grow and innovate and push the company forward. Drive is also very important. We need people with passion, with love for the job, and to want to do new things and push boundary so that we become better as a company. Trust is very important. I think Swedish is a very unique company. They believe in trust. They believe in reputation. They tend to over-deliver, under-promise. That's always their way of working. And I think trust is important. That when you talk about Swedish company, people always say, "Wow, if it's a Swedish brand, you have that special Swedish branding kind of reputation." And this is something that the Swedish company has prided themselves to be. And after working with Swedish for so many years, since 15 years ago, I find that the Swedish are very inclusive. As a Singaporean, sometimes I'm the only Asian in Sweden having meeting with the Swedish and people from the Western country. I do not feel that I'm like the odd one. They always make sure that I'm part of the team. And sometimes, yes, they may be speaking Swedish. When they see someone non-Swedish, immediately they will change to English. And I think they are very conscious about that. And that's why I feel very comfortable working with them. And they believe in diversity. Male, female, from different races, from different nationality, everybody come together, and they believe in having different views, different opinions, and people coming together. Equality as well. Everybody is equal. Doesn't mean that you are a big boss, you know, you have special privileges, or you know, if you are of a different nationality, you are not so important. No, they treat everybody equal, and this is something that I find very comfortable. Sometimes, you know, when I join the Swedish company, my first time going in there, meeting with people, so sometimes you have this feeling, you are non-Swedish, you know, will they treat you as equal partners or that kind of thing? And I must say that I'm just like part of them. And some of my colleagues, you know, for him, he just joined 4 months ago, yeah, enjoying himself. We are just like a larger Swedish team. So I would say equality, respect as well. You can have different views, you can different opinions, but everybody is respected in the Swedish culture. And this is something that is very unique about Sweden that I thought I would like to share with you as a non-Swedish. And I think what really impressed me about the Swede is, I will put it in 5C, 1L. Okay, the first C is that they are very caring. They are a very caring society. They believe in mental well-being. They believe in family, you know, work-life balance, you know, that kind of thing. I think you all heard about Scandinavian, you know, the work-life balance, the caring kind of community. It is indeed very true. They are a very caring society. And the other thing is that Sweden, if you notice Sweden has got a population of about 10 million people. Singapore, 6 million. How about Malaysia? How many? I don't know, 30, 50 million people in Malaysia. But Sweden, 10 million people. If you look at the industry, every industry that you see, you will find a very successful Swedish multinational corporation. Like say, for example, in the defense technology, SAAB. In the vehicle, you have Volvo, you have Scania. In pharmaceutical, you have AstraZeneca. Communication, you have Ericsson, Spotify, H&M, and IKEA. You know, we all know IKEA. Every industry you look, you find a very successful Swedish MNC. Why is it so? Because they believe in collaboration. They believe in working with people outside of Sweden. And because of that, they are very successful. They become a very successful company. And in Singapore, while we are a Swedish company, we believe in working with the local industry, the local players to deliver solutions to the local customer. Yeah. And consultative, they like to consult. They don't say that, you know, I say what, you just do it. They tend to be very consultative. But sometimes being too consultative can be a problem. It's a double-edged sword. End up everybody become too friendly, and, you know, sometimes they're too friendly, they're too nice. You know, and Asians, sometimes when we need to be hard, we will be hard. So it's a double-edged sword. Continuous learning, they always believe in learning. And you see people 40 years old going to university, take another degree, 50 years old doing masters. And I think this is where they are very innovative, very creative, and become a very good enterprise corporation. And that's why they are very creative, I mentioned. And last but not least, I would say lagom. Lagom is a Swedish term for just enough. They can find joy in just enough. Yes, it doesn't mean that you are just enough means that you relax, take one corner and not pursuing life. It's not. It's about appreciating what you have. It's about building passion, love for what you do, appreciating what you have, be self-contented. And sometimes by doing that, they slow become fast. You know, they get it slow, focus on what is important, enjoy their life. And because of that, they become more creative, they fall in love with the things that they do, they are very passionate, and they become better. So lagom is, I think it's a very powerful thing that the Swedish pride themselves to be. Yeah, so this is sort of my impression of the suite as a Singaporean working with Sweden. And last but not least, at the end of the day, we are here to keep people and society safe. Taksimika. So that's my end of my presentation. I hope it has been useful just to give a glimpse about what it takes to be in a technology company and what it takes to work in a Swedish company. Any questions from anyone? Yeah. Any questions?
So actually, I want to know. So you know, a lot of fresh grads are looking for jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially in this industry, right? It's I would say quite niche. What kind of soft skills and hard skills are you looking for in fresh grads?
Yeah. So the slides went up. I will put it that while we are in a very niche industry, but we are just like another technology company. You know, we focus on, we still focus on, you know, hardcore science, technology, engineering, research. We focus on sales, marketing. Any companies will have to focus on this. The only unique thing is this part, geopolitics. But of course, you know, if you are a project manager, you like to develop product, you like to do research, you don't need to care about this. But if you like to do business development, then you need to understand geopolitics, but you may not be good in engineering. It's perfectly fine. And therefore, in our company, you see a wide ranges of people from different backgrounds, different skill sets coming together to make sure that the company grow. And at the end of the day is to deliver solutions to help country to be safer, keeping people and society safe. Yeah. So in Singapore, certainly we are growing. We are looking at really expanding, and we are looking for, in Singapore, I would say predominantly, we are looking for people with project management skills. We are looking at people like software engineers, system engineers, you know, and even communications, people in marketing communications, so that we can promote our company, position our company better, and people with strategic planning. So I would say that in Singapore, we are predominantly here. Yeah, most of the products are developed in Sweden, but we do ensure that we deliver the projects and the solution here and support the customer here. Yeah. Any question from anyone? Have you all worked in Sweden before or worked with a Swedish company? Or at least your place, Swedish invented floorball, at least something connected for you, working with Stefan and Swedish company too. Yeah, you're a Swedish company too. Yeah. Any questions? Or maybe your perspective, you work with Swedish quite a fair bit. Do you share the same perspective as me about the Swedish?
Yeah, I do. They really are a very trustful person as the Swiss.
Yeah.
So I think whatever idea you have, you bring it up. Of course, they will listen to your idea, talk through, discuss through. So they will not just tell you straight off, no, this is not what I want. You will have to spend more time on it. Yeah, so there's always way to get across your idea to get across.
They are very friendly people. Sometimes they're too nice. Yeah, so it's a double-edged sword. So I would say that if you want to work in a Swedish environment, you know, you don't need to worry too much. And for me, you know, pivoting from military, government to public service to a multinational company, it is not easy for me. A lot of government servants, they decided to continue in a very safe Singapore kind of construct. To jump into a multinational corporation is not easy in Sweden. But we survive. We all survive. You work for a Swedish company, and I must say that it's pretty enjoyable. Yeah, so if you are looking out to work for a Swedish company, don't be afraid. Take that step, go in. You know, there are some other companies that could fit your interests better. Feel free to do so. And I think we need more Singaporeans or Malaysian, you know, to be in a multinational company, you know, like in Sweden. Do not be afraid. Go for it, and you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Because we can't always be staying in Singapore. We need to be more internationalized. Yeah, and I really appreciate that international exposure that I got. Every time I go to different country, meeting with different people, you know, and it's always new people, and you must be brave. You don't need to be afraid. Go out there and you enjoy it. Yeah. So yeah, so that's all I have. But if you feel free to, if you have any questions, we can continue at our stand later. Yeah, and yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, okay, and enjoy again.